Good morning, students. Let us start with our subject English. Today we will learn a poem, The Ant and the Cricket. It is an extract from Aesop's Fables. Before we start, let us talk a bit about poetry. Poetry is something which has to convey in abundance in few words. It has a musical quality with rhythmic pitch. It may use figure of speech such as simile and metaphor to make it more interesting. Poetry creates an impact as it is from the poet's heart. Poetry gets into deeper meaning and always expands to new ideas. So, one such poem today we are going to see. It is about the ant and the cricket, the foolish cricket who found himself in trouble during winter and how he approaches ant for his problem. Before going into the poem, let us talk about Aesop. We don't have the actual original picture, but this is a statue which denotes about him. Aesop was a great fabulist and a storyteller. Fabulist is a person who composes fables, and he has collection of such fables and they are known as Aesop's fables. To talk about Aesop, he was believed to have lived in ancient Greece between 620 and 564 BCE. He was actually a slave from Phrygia who used to serve his king Croesus. He shared his wisdom and clever wit by telling humorous tales in the court, and his stories were so fascinating they were usually wrapped up in a very clever way. And he used to always win with his wonderful illustrations and which were delight for everyone, which also gives us moral values through his small and short stories. This particular poem also we have a moral that if we didn't work hard today, we can't have a happy life tomorrow. So let us look into the poem. The Ant and the Cricket. A fable is a story, often with animals as characters, that conveys a moral. This poem about an ant and a cricket contains an idea of far reaching significance, which is as true of a four-legged cricket as of a two-legged one. Surely you have seen a cricket that has two legs. So here poet is telling that this fable is a kind of story which often, or you could say the poet uses to tell his stories with representing some animal characters usually in his stories, which conveys a moral. And in this poem, he has used two insects, that is, ant and the cricket. I hope you're clear with the word cricket. Cricket is a kind of insect which always makes noise, especially at night, you can hear it. And in Hindi, it is called as jingur. So, here in this poem, also, the poet is trying to give us some significant moral at the end, and which we will discuss at the end of the poem. So, let us start with the poem. First, I'll go through the full poem and then I'll go with the explanation stanza wise. A silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. Not a crumb to be found on the snow covered ground. Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. Oh, what will have become, says the cricket, of me? At last, by starvation and famine, made bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a miserly ant to see if, to keep him alive, he would grant him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. He wished only to borrow, he would repay it tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. Says the ant to the cricket, I am your servant and friend, but we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by? When the weather was warm, quoth the cricket, not I. My heart was so light that I sang day and night, for all nature looked gay. You sang, sir, you say? Go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket, and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. Folks call this a fable. I'll warrant it true. Some crickets have four legs and some have two. So, coming back to the first stanza of this poem, a silly young cricket. So, the poet is describing the cricket as a silly. Silly means foolish, a person who is having lack of common sense. Okay, he is called as silly. Silly young cricket, accustomed to sing. Accustomed means something which is regularly done by someone. So he always has the habit of only singing and enjoying through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring. So when was the season? The season mentioned over here, when it was summer, it was very warm, and it's full of spring. Spring where he has got a lot of leaf uh, leaves, flowers to eat, and water to drink. He was enjoying. Began to complain when he found that at home. So now he has started crumbling. Why? Because there is some problem. What is the problem? His cupboard was empty and winter was come. So now nothing is there in his cupboard. Of course, cupboard means we are not talking about his clothes, we are talking about the food. Now there is nothing left in his cupboard because winter has come. And during winters, everything is not as the same picture what we can see in the spring. Not a crumb to be found. Crumb means not a piece of food. It may uh, a piece of a food for him like a leaf or a bread or whatever it is. It is not to be found on the snow covered ground. Of course, it's a winter, so the ground is full of snow. Not a flower could he see. So he couldn't see a flower nor a leaf on a tree where he could fulfill his hunger. Oh, what will become, says the cricket of me. So now cricket is seriously worried what will happen of him if he doesn't have anything to eat. At last by starvation and famine made bold. Starvation means when you're very hungry and you don't have anything to eat, the pain which is created in the stomach, that is starvation. And the famine means the scarcity of food. There's nothing is found for him where he could eat and he could survive. But that pain made him bold and he decides to do something, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold. So he was feeling very cold and he was totally drenched because of the water. Then too, he set somewhere, he goes somewhere. Where does he go? He goes to visit the ant. Who's the ant? Ant is there another insect who is equally hardworking, who kept on working during the summers and stored food for herself or himself. So he was very much aware that ant must be having enough food because he had watched ant working hard during the summer, and he was feeling that how foolish of them that they're working instead of just enjoying the warm spring, they were just working hard. And he found that to be very foolish of them, but actually it wasn't. They were quite sensitive and quite intelligent to store the food for the winter. And now he decides to go and visit an ant. Miserly means miserly are the people who are kind of stingy people who don't have the habit of giving away easily. To see if, to keep him alive, he would grant him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. So now he is expecting that ant would give him some kind of shelter and also some food to eat. He wished only to borrow, he would repay it tomorrow. So he also has a thought in his mind that right now I'll borrow from him, but later I would definitely pay it by tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. So here you could see the cricket's intentions were quite clear that today I may get, since I don't have food, at least I'll get something from ant and I'm sure to repay her tomorrow. Otherwise, what would be the result? He is sure to die of starvation and sorrow. So here we could see this cricket who is very happy, who loves to sing all day, and we could see all the greenery around him. So this is of course the springtime where he is having his good time by just singing and moving here and there. He was actually enjoying eating the food around whatever is like flowers, leaves from the trees, and surviving, dancing here and there around, and he was enjoying to his fullest, not aware about the situation what he is going to face in future. Soon the winter was approached, and you could see the trees are barren without any leaf or any fruit. And soon he started feeling very cold, left alone, without any shelter, without any food, and now he is freezing cold. He was so cold that he couldn't understand how to save himself, because he was sure that out of the starvation and the scarcity of food, he is going to surely face the death because of the starvation. And now he was very much worried about himself. Within that, he had a thought in his mind. He thought about ant, whom he had saw working very hard during the summers, when he was just singing along over there and enjoying. He saw these ants were working very hard, and he was pretty sure that they must be having enough food for him also. And now he decides to visit Ant's place and to get some food from her so that he can survive, and he also promised to himself that he would repay it tomorrow. Moving on to the next stanza. Now finally he reaches the place where Ant and his family was living, and now Ant has got to say that I'm your servant and friend. But we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. So she was very clear, he was very clear that though he is a good friend of cricket, but he is not going to lend, because they neither borrow nor lend to anyone. But at the same time, he has a question in his mind. He asked, Dear Cricket, did you lay nothing by? Did you lay nothing by means, didn't you keep anything for yourself for the winters? When the weather was warm, quoth the cricket, not I. Quoth means said. So to this cricket answers that his heart was so light that he sang day and night, for all nature looked gay. So he tells and that he was so happy during the summers, and his heart was so light that he always felt like singing and enjoying the environment around him. He didn't feel like working. To this, Ant says, You sang, sir, you say? So Ant was quite surprised, and she said, You say that you sang? Go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. So he turns this cricket away from the place, and he also says that the way you spent your summers by dancing and singing, same way you also dance the winter away. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. So finally, the door was closed to Cricket, and Cricket was not given any food by the ants, and he was just left with his starvation. But by this time, Cricket understood that his mistake, he should have done something. He just spent his good times idly, and this has surely made his future to face bad times. And now, here the poet is trying to tell that folks call this a fable. Like people, folks means people, call this as a fable. It's a story. Fable is not sometimes supposed to be a true story. It is an created stories. So, poet says that though folks tell this it's a fable, but I'll warrant it that it is true. Some crickets have four legs and some have two. So, poet has a very deeper and significant moral trying to give it to the people through these two characters, the insect characters, what he has taken in this poem. So, students, here we come to the end of the poem. But here I would leave you with a question why the poet has always mentioned that some crickets have four legs and some have two. So keep thinking have you ever seen cricket with two legs? Yes, we'll have a discussion after this session.